Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about Venus in the 12th house. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So before we start, you first want to understand what sign is Venus positioned in. Is Venus exalted in the sign of Pisces, debilitated in Virgo, or in its own sign of Taurus or Libra, or in a sign that it feels comfortable in? This is very important to understand. Along with this, you want to see, is Venus conjunct with any planets or receiving aspects from any planet? This will make a huge difference in the functioning of Venus. Along with this, it's important to understand that Venus will mature at the age of 25. So this is a very pivotal moment when Venus will take hold of your life. Also during a Venus return, when Venus returns back to the original position where Venus was in your natal chart. The most important moment though is during a Venus Mahadasha. So if you have not seen my video on the Venus Mahadasha Bhuktis, I will leave a link for that above and down below in the description. So what does Venus represent? Venus represents love, relationships, beauty, the arts. It is all about entertainment, music, drama. It is all about the enjoyments and luxuries of life. All of the creature comforts, everything that gives us a sense of pleasure and happiness. Venus also is a signifactor for childbirth. And in a male's chart, it represents the wife. But in general, Venus represents all relationships that we have in life. So what does the 12th house represent? The 12th house is the original zone of Pisces. So this is a very mysterious house. It's the farthest away from the ascendant. And so it holds all of the mysteries that are beyond this physical plane. The 12th house is all about mysticism, spirituality, all about our dreams, the spirit world, the ancestral connection. It is everything that is beyond the physical. The 12th also indicates foreign lands, foreign cultures, everything that is foreign and unknown to us. The 12th house is also a house of isolation, of deep contemplation, of secluded places like hospitals, prisons. It is all about spiritual sanctuaries. And this house is a house of loss. So this can indicate a loss of expenses. It can indicate a loss of energy. It also, though, is a house of giving away, of letting go. So it is a house of charity, of helping, of caring for others. It is also a house that is all about our spiritual advancement. So this is the ultimate house of liberation, of breaking away from the incarnation cycle. So what happens then when Venus enters into the 12th house? Well, Venus here is going to give you a love of foreign cultures, foreign travel. You want to explore cultures outside of your norm. This is a position where you want to travel long distance early on in life. So this is definitely a position of a traveler, of someone who wants to explore. And here there is a little bit of a free-spirited nature. Venus here likes freedom, likes to be on the move, likes spirituality, likes to break free from the norms of society, because Venus is directly opposing the 6th house where we deal with the mundane factors of life. Because the 12th house deals with the subconscious and Venus deals with the arts, this is also a very artistic position. You can have skills in arts, in dance, in any form of creativity. This is a very expressive house. In particular, this can be a great house for writing, for coming up with novels and stories in this 12th house. Sometimes Venus also can give skills in psychology, in really dealing with other people and their subconscious mind. Because again, this is the house of the subconscious and Venus is all about relating. So there is a great knowledge and understanding around the human mind and human behavior when Venus comes into this 12th house. This is a difficult house though for relationships. Venus definitely makes a person very sexual, very romantic when it comes into the 12th house, because this is the house of the bedroom. This is all about our bed pleasures. So this is definitely a very romantic and idealistic placement. And this can create some obstacles in relationships. This can give you unrealistic expectations in relationships. You can have a lot of ideas about what you are seeking, what you are looking for. This is definitely a placement where you're looking for a soulmate connection. And so with that can come a lot of disappointments, a lot of heartbreak from this idealistic view of what relationships should be. So this is definitely something that you want to be careful of in this area. But also Venus here can indicate that you can marry someone from a different background, a different culture, a different belief system, or you can find yourself meeting your partner in foreign lands. Venus here can also make you very secretive and private about your love life. And sometimes you can also have feelings that you don't make known to others. So you may have love towards certain people, but you don't express these feelings. Sometimes it even represses certain feelings within relationships, not expressing expressing this to your partner. So this is definitely if Venus is very afflicted in this 12th house. Because Venus can create a lot of heartbreak, a lot of difficulties around relationships, this can also be a self-destructive position. Sometimes Venus in the 12th can lead a person into addiction, into escapism, into ways to suppress some of these challenging feelings around relationships. So this can be anything from sex to drugs to alcohol to overeating to really wanting to escape from the everyday life. Venus here, though, is really good for spirituality as well. And in some cases, people even stop wanting actual relationships and take a path of spirituality, of renunciation. Venus here can give you a love of occult knowledge, of astrology, of getting into mystical subjects. It can give you a love of meditation, of reading, of really spending time alone in deep thought and contemplation. And again, this can bring forth a lot of imagination and inspiration in your creativity. As Venus looks at the 6th house of the chart, this also gives you natural healing abilities. So you may find that you easily come back from illnesses with this position, or you may find yourself going into professions that have to do with health and healing as well. Also, the 6th house deals with small animals, so you can have a love of animals, and you can find that animals are also very healing to you as well. And again, because this is such an idealistic placement, this can indicate late marriage. It can indicate situations of difficulties and conflicts within marriage, which is indicated through this 6th house where there's stress, where there's conflicts and difficulties. And sometimes it can even go to the point of divorce if Venus is really badly afflicted in this 12th house. But most of the time, it just shows that there's a lot of conflict and emotional difficulties in your relationships. You definitely want to be careful about overspending, about becoming overly luxurious here. In certain positions, Venus here can definitely lead to blowing your resources, to really becoming very luxurious and overspending here. So you want to be very mindful of this. This is also a very attractive position, so you can find that you easily attract others to you. And you can also find yourself easily being attracted to others as well. So this can give you a little bit of a sexual or sensual type of energy that people feel magnetically drawn to. Again, you want to check to see the position of Venus, because sometimes this can indicate that you fall into situations that are not ideal for you. Sometimes Venus here can also indicate that work overseas is more beneficial to you than working in your homeland. So you may find yourself traveling for work or finding yourself working in an isolated or foreign location.